This is the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 12, is that today ended the SCO Shanghai Corporation Organization Summit. All right, it was a 2-day summit where China, all right, who organizes it. The summit was in China. Okay, it was China who organizes it, and of course you had Russia, India, Iran, Pakistan, hell, even Turkey. All right, Turkey, formerly known as Turkey, they went. Okay, a NATO member. Very interesting. All right, the Bisha hate the whore. Okay, and this summit was a 2-day summit once again, and they basically discussed and openly condemned what them JJs in America, Babylon the Great, did to Iran. All right, the attacks. All right, so you clearly see that the Lord is preparing the kings of the East. All right, they're being prepared. In fact, let's go to that word prepared. Okay, what does that mean? All right, the kings of the East are being prepared for what? Are they being prepared to talk about sports? Are they being prepared to watch the next celebrity gossip? Are they being prepared for the next cookout? Okay, is that what they're being prepared for? All right, because I'm being comical here. I'm really just mocking you stupid Americans. That's really what it is. I'm mocking you idiots. So the word prepared is het homadzo. Let's see how it sounds by these Edomites.
Strong's G 2090 hetoimadzo. Hetoimadzo.
Hetoimadzo. Hetoimazo. Hetoimazo. It sounds freaking Japanese. That's what it sounds like. But anyway, this is Greek, right? That's how Esau pronounces it, right? Hetoimazo. So to make ready, prepare. Here it is. To make the necessary preparations, get everything ready. Okay? For war. Okay? And they're getting everything ready. Things are getting spicy in the so-called Middle East, all right, the Levant, all right, or West Asia, okay, and these kings of the East, all right, they're not backing down, okay, and I've done many lessons on this. China supports the Houthis, okay, China also supports Iran, Russia supports Iran, okay, look, India, all right, also supports Iran. Okay. India and Pakistan, all right. They're putting their differences to the side. Okay? And these are nuclear countries, meaning they have nuclear weapons. All right? They're being set up, all right, to go against them JJs and America. All right, and that's why. All right, this World War III is only going to get a whole lot bigger. We're in the beginning of it. All right, right now you're seeing proxy wars, and then you're seeing tit for tats. Like for example, Russia last week hit an American factory. Okay, and they're trying to claim that nobody got killed. Bullshit. All right, and then what's it called? America this week gave cruise missiles to Ukraine. Okay, they signed off on it. They haven't given it yet. All right, but it's gonna happen. All right. The Pentagon. Wait, hold on. Let me just show you that article. Pentagon cruise missile Ukraine. Yep, here it is. Pentagon approves possible 825 million sale of cruise missiles for Ukraine. Yeah. So there you go. All right. See, U.S. State Department approves potential sale of air launch cruise missiles. There you go. Okay. So these wars are getting more spicier. Okay. And then of course China and the Houthis, they're in a great partnership. And now with this whole assassination that them JJs did to the Houthis president or prime minister, it's only going to elevate. But yeah, but this is the will of the Lord. Let me bring this scripture out because two realms, one realm against another. Excuse me. And this is the Lord is setting this up. So this is Second Esdras chapter 13. I'll start at 29 because when you see stuff like this, salvation is near for the elect of Israel. All right. So Second Esdras chapter 13 verse 29. So you got to be excited when you see stuff like this. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. Right? Who is the them? All right. Who is going to be delivered? All right, from upon the earth. It's talking about the Israelites. All right, you wacky tacky plantation Christians. Okay. All right. Don't have the correct understanding. All right. It's only the Israelites because they were the ones scattered. Okay. They were scattered. Well, let me get just a who was scattered. You know what? Let's get Yahushai's brother James. What did Yahushai's brother James say? James 1:1. James, a servant of God, of the Lord Yahushai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Right. Scattered. Okay. This is who James is writing to. The Israelites. Nobody else. This is Yahushai's brother, who what Indy calls Jesus. All right. You go to the word scattered. Okay. Diaspora or diaspora. Okay. Many ways to say it. A scattering, dispersion of Israelites dispersed among foreign nations. So now we know, okay, who is the them that are about to be delivered. All right, the Israelites of the elect. And this is what we're fighting for. Okay, we call ourselves the hopeful elect. We want to be part of that number to get delivered from the destruction because it's coming. The kings at east, they're getting ready for war. While you dumbass people in the West, mainly here in America, all right, the people here in America are so docile and freaking low level. All right, you have a low vibration. All right, this place is going to get annihilated, as well as the statehood of the JJs, because that place has got to be cleansed. All right, Ezekiel 38. In fact, I'll get that. I'll get Ezekiel 38. All right, I have it right here, just to bring out that prophecy. Ezekiel 38:18. It shall come to pass at the same time when Gog, talking about Russia, shall come against the land of Israel, okay, the land, saith the Lord power, that my fury shall come up in my face. 19. For in my jealousy and in my fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel. Right, a great shaking, talking about the destruction. So that place is going to get annihilated with fire. Okay? And again, these nations, all right, are going to go ahead and do it. And Russia's going to spearhead it because something's going to happen. Watch, okay, watch Russia and them JJs. Something's going to happen, okay, where enough is enough. Well, it's already enough is enough because, again, them JJs are supporting America with the whole Ukrainian situation. In fact, let me see if I can find any recent articles on that. That just reminded me. Hold up. Let's do it this way. I got to do it this way. Israel, even though they're not the chosen people, those are imposters. They stole our identity, but you got to write this stuff so that you can get some articles on it and news. UN chief warns Israel, Russia over reports of sexual abuse by armed forces. This how you know they're the Edomites. They're the Edomites. Well, yeah, here we go. Iran-Russia alliance rattled as officials accuse Moscow of aiding. Could be fake news. This might be. What's it called? A propaganda. Because Russia and Iran are in a heavy military and economic partnerships. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are propaganda. All right. But something's going to happen where their relationship's about to be strained. Let me see if anything new. Bear me one moment. I'm just curious. Mm. Nothing so far, but something's gonna happen. All right. Again, uh, right here. Iran, okay, and Russia are in multiple partnerships, okay, in various organizations, and China is the center of it because, all right, Iran and Russia need China economically, um, and China definitely needs Iran. Iran supplies China with lots of oil. All right, that's why that Strait of Hormuz. Keep a watch on it, because if America does something, okay, to provoke that area, China's gonna have to get involved because they need that oil. Okay, so yeah, and again, this is the will of the Lord. The Lord is setting it all up. All right, but the point is that them JJs are going to get annihilated, all right, and Russia will spearhead it, okay, along with the rest of Russia's allies, because all you gotta do is read Ezekiel 38 at the top, okay. They're all all these where is it at? Yep, right here from Ezekiel 8:38, all from 1 all the way down to 7, all right. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 7. Be thou prepared, prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Right. Okay. So Russia and the allies are being prepared. Again, there's that word prepared. Right? Is that the same what's this word prepared? Um Kawan, right? This is Kawan, and it means what? To be firm, be stable, be established. There you go. To be fixed, be securely determined. Exactly. Be prepared, be ready. There we go. To be prepared, be ready. All right, so that's the same thing in Revelation 16 and 12. So yeah. All right. So the point is, the Lord set it up that the JJs in America are going to be attacked by the kings of the East, as well as America's allies. All right, and you can clearly where's it at? One more time. Where is it at? Erdogan attends SCO summit with Gaza. Right, this is a NATO member hanging out with the enemy. All right, just hanging out with the enemy, hanging out with with Turkey. I mean, excuse me, with Russia and China and Iran. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's going down. So back. All right. So yeah, but all again, this is all set up so that we get delivered. We're just waiting on that chip, the mark of the beast. So, second Esdras, chapter 13, verse 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. We establish who the them are. All right, the dispersed Israelites among the nations. All right, we'd established that. Okay, there's multiple scriptures that say the same thing. Who were scattered among the earth. All right, that the Lord is going to deliver. It's His people, the Israelites. It always has been. The narrative never changed. 30. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, one realm against another. Right. And that's why the Lord set it up that the kings of the east come together on various different organizations like the SCO, all right, like the BRICS, okay, and various other partnerships that they have names for to go against mainly America and them JJs, okay? 32, and the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. There you go, okay? And this is talking about Yahweh Shai. That's why there's a capital S, who the word Indy calls Jesus. 33, and when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another. Right. So the Lord, this proves that we're the Yahweh Shai is coming, because World War III, we're seeing the beginning stage of World War III. So he's coming in the midst of this World War III. Okay. So yeah. 35, but he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion. 36, right? And Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded like as thou sawest the hill graven with our hands, right? So, and again, when Yahweh Shai comes and he delivers his elect, all right, because that's who Zion is, all right? The Hebrew word for Zion is Tzion, okay? Which means monument. That's talking about Israel, okay? And the Lord's going to save his people, starting with the elect, all right? In a big spaceship, in a so-called UFO, okay? And that's why you're seeing nothing but UFO sightings and freaking even so-called credible people like professors in Harvard and scientists saying, yeah, there's this big spaceship and okay, or there's this entity, that's out there that it can't be a comet. Yeah, you know. So yeah, it's coming, man. Yahweh Shai and the angels are coming, man. They're coming for war, and they're coming to deliver, all right, the Lord's elect, the chosen, which are the Israelites, okay, and of course the elect of the nation of Israel. We got to emphasize that, the elect, because not all Israel are going to be saved. You got Jake is wicked, man. Jake is wicked. All you got to do, okay, is just go onto the stupid World Star Hip Hop website, and that's all you need to know, that not all Jake are going to be saved, man. 37. This my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into tempest. Right. So so Yahweh Shai and the angels are going to, all right, destroy these nations' military, and that's pursuant to the book of Revelation. All right, where the Lord told the fowls that for the great supper, right? Hold up, let me get that. All right, because hey, you got to be excited because Yahweh Shai is coming, man. When you see this stuff and you see headlines like this, you're like, oh man, Yahweh Shai is coming. Let me get that. Great supper. Here it is. Revelation chapter 19. and 17. Let's get to the point. And I saw an angel standing in the sun. He cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power. 18. That ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. 19. I saw the beast and the kings of earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him, the Lamb, Yahushai, all right, that sat on the horse, and against his army, right? Because Yahushua is coming with an army, okay? He's known as the Lord of hosts. But yeah, so hey, this is why the Apocrypha is part of the Bible for you wacky tacky retarded ass Christians, plantation Christians, excuse me, because we have to put the plantation in there because what you push out is Edomite supremacy version of so-called Christianity, okay? That's why we call it plantation Christianity. 38, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto me. 39, whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceful multitude unto him. Right. And then, of course, this goes into the 10 tribes, okay? Because that's how the Bible is. It goes into, the Bible's written in code, all right? A whole chapter can go, could talk about the future, and then it could talk about the past, okay? So, yeah. And, of course, the next verse right here, it's talking about the past, okay? This already happened. That's how the Bible is broken down. That's why you wacky tacky plantation Christians can't get the understanding. All right? And it's good you don't get the understanding because this is only for the elect. All right? So yeah. So hey, lessons within lessons, but the kings are being prepared. Hey, I'll bring this out. Psalm chapter 60, verse 8. This reminded me of Moab, which are the Chinese. Moab is my watchpot, right? And see, the Chinese, which are the Moabites, they're being a thorn in the side of these Edomites, man, mainly in America, and of course them JJs. Okay, the Hebrew word for washpot is sayar, which means pot, pos holding utensil, pot of temple, thorn, hook, thorns and hooks, right? Okay, so the Lord set up these Moabites to be a hook and thorn, all right, to these Edomites, mainly here in America and in the land and in our homeland, you know, to those JJs that are occupying our homeland, all right? So that's why the SCO was established, okay, is set up the way it is, okay? Because this is the will of the Lord. This is the Lord's movie. There is no getting around it. That's why we're telling our people, just repent and get with the program, all right? You can't stop this. You cannot stop this. It is inevitable. I forgot where I got that phrase from. What movie? But I've heard that from a movie, the way it sounded, the way I made it sound. Anyway, let's go back to we'll finish off with this scripture and I'll close out. Did I just lose my spot? Oh yeah, here it is. Psalm 16:8. Moab is my washpot, over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Right? And that's why this is how the Lord truly thinks about you Edomites. The Lord said what? In the LT version, I will wipe my feet on Edom. You see that? So that's how the Lord said he's going to walk in the wicked's blood. Yeah. That reminded me of that scripture. What is it? Psalm 53 or 58? Let's go with 58 first. Yep. Psalm chapter 58, verse 10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. Yep. Okay. So the Lord's going to wash his feet on you wicked Edomites, all right? Via destroying your ass. Okay. And I say he shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. 11. So that a man shall say, verily there is reward of the righteous. Verily he is a power that judges in the earth. Right. Okay. So everything's being set up for nuclear war And of course, Yahweh Shai coming to take the kingdom, all right? Establish the kingdom for his people. And you heathens, starting with you Edomites, all right, it's not looking good, man. It's going to get 10 times worse for y'all, all right? And the Lord is going to have his way with America, man. America is going to be annihilated, okay? As well as the statehood of the JJs. But America, the Lord wants his pound of flesh on America, because this is where the Israelites, all right, were oppressed together, northern and southern kingdom, all right? Let me get that. Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. 34. Their Redeemer is strong. Who's the Redeemer? Yahweh Shai, the kinsman Redeemer. Let's go into that word Redeemer. Okay. This is Gaal. All right. To redeem. Act as a kinsman Redeemer. There you go. Kinsman. Avenge, revenge, right. All the oppression, all the wicked things that has been done to the Lord's people here in America. All right? You still got to pay for it. You touched the apple of his eye. You could say all you want about Jake fatigue. And yeah, there's wicked Jakes. There's a lot of wicked Jakes. And that's why the Lord set us up as prophets to curse them out, condemn them. All right? All right. So we're doing our part. Okay? But you wicked Edomites, all right, you've done nothing but oppress our people, all right, in all levels. We're talking about levels that Jake doesn't even understand, all right. The economic aspect of it. I always talk about this with my brothers in GMS Miami, how the Esau, all right, is heavily at war with us with the economic aspect of it, all right. But also, with the music and the movies. But with Jake needs outlets. And that's why Jake is be going to music, because they're in the movies and trying to get out of reality, because reality is nothing but pain and sorrow and affliction. All right. And you Edomites know that. And that's why you set it up the way you set it up, But again, you devils got to pay, for all the wicked stuff that you've been doing to our people. Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. How's he going to disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon? He's going to destroy it via nuclear fire, as well as the fire from the chariots, all right, so-called UFOs. 35. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith the Lord, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, upon her princes, and upon her wise men. 36. A sword is upon the liars, see, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. You see? Okay? And that's why the Lord is making sure that this World War III doesn't go away. It gets bigger. It gets stronger. Okay? It gets more severe. All right? Because this place has to be judged. All right? This place will be judged with nuclear fire, along with Yahweh Shai. Again, with the chariots, all right, so-called UFOs. So Lord willing, us edifying, lesson within lessons. But yeah, hey, it's getting spicy. Things are heating up. And that's why if you call yourself a seer or a prophet, you gotta see what's going on in the world. You can't just be focusing on local level news or even national news. You got to look at international news. You got to see what these other nations are doing. All right, because you're not going to get it all from Fox and CNN. You think Fox and CNN is going to talk about this around the clock? All right, no, because they got to keep the American people docile and stupid. Okay, so that's why you don't want to be docile and stupid. So anyway, Salak for being long-winded. With that, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Mokakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it there. Keep the faith. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. Keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. As you can see, things are getting spicier on the international level, the global level. All right, the Lord is setting it all up so we can get up out of here. All right, so keep pushing. For the futures that are watching, keep studying. When you pray, cover shalom.